I always say I love a rescue animal. At my latest sit, I had a full house of 9 rescues. In beautiful green Vermont, there's a quiet spot with a heartwarming story. A former New Yorker and her daughter have taken in many animals. In fact, this Long Island native has been rescuing animals for 50 years. There are portraits and artifacts all over the house to attest to the lasting love she has for each individual animal that has touched her life. Right now, there are 2 horses. Luna and Bailey were rescued from an abandoned dairy barn when they were over 20 years old. They had been neglected and suffered below freezing winters without blankets or heat. They were severely malnourished. Luna had been improperly ridden. They were unhealthy and miserable. Now they are 26 years old. They live in a nice stable with grain and alfalfa, medical treatment and dental care, blankets in the winter, fly masks in the summer.
So that's the first time I ever put a fly mask on a horse.
And their apples cut up just the way they like. They are happy and relaxed, and they are loved. There are 3 dogs.
Everybody can sit? Can everybody sit?
Luna is 14. Her previous family surrendered her to a shelter at 11 years old, right before Christmas. She is mostly deaf and a little stiff, but she knows exactly when it's snack time. She loves to feel the sun and sniff in the yard. Luna is super sweet and very attached to her family. She spends the night snuggled up with a t-shirt from her favorite human. Molly is a full-bred mountain cur from Louisiana. She was a street dog before becoming a rescue. After a week with a foster family, she was shipped to a shelter in Vermont. Molly has clearly been abused and cowers and shakes with fear when she gets nervous. She is in good hands now and gets comforted when there's a storm or a loud noise or sudden movement. Life is good and happy, and gets special treats all the time. And she sleeps on the couch and in comfy beds, not on the streets anymore. Leia is the youngest, a 3-year-old mixed breed. She was surrendered as a puppy by her first family and then spent many months in the shelter before being rescued by my hosts. She has severe anxiety, paces and circles when she's nervous, and barks a lot when she sees cause for alert. But now she has a solid routine and people to count on. Treats, friends, and appreciation.
We love our watermelon.
There are 3 cats. Briar came with the horses because my host insisted. The woman who had the dairy barn said, quote, he can stay and feed off of the mice. He was cold and hungry. Now he is king of the castle. He is safe inside and has his own setup, complete with a bed and nightlight.
Briar gets to be in the whole house, but he also owns the laundry room. Right, Briar?
Upstairs, 2 new cats live separately while they transition into the family. Cosmo and Poppy are a bonded pair rescued from a local hoarding situation with roughly 100 cats. They were so malnourished and sick that they only weighed 4 pounds at over 8 months old and appeared to be kittens. Now they are about a year old and thriving. They get good food. They have been playing. And they learned how to cuddle. They hadn't been socialized, being part of a hoarding colony, but they've become much more used to human attention. I was especially proud to win over Poppy, who was very shy when I met her. And finally, there is a single hen. Lydia is a retired hen.
Morning, Lydia.
Originally part of a small flock of 7, She is the only remaining chicken and is now 6 years old. Lydia now spends her days in a very nice secure coop with plenty of treats and comforts. The best is her watermelon salad, made fresh daily.
Around here, chicken salad and salad for the chicken. Now we can hand the salad out to Lydia.
She's very happy and still lays the occasional egg.
So even though Lydia is retired, sometimes she still lays an egg.
The day starts bright and early at 6 a.m. with the first of 4 scheduled times for feeding and chores. The dogs eat a mixture of soaked kibble and homemade food that has sweet potato, quinoa, green beans, and lots more. Added to that are medications and probiotics.
Set out the other things on
Leia
there, like
eats
the
too
probiotic
fast,
powder.
so some of hers is reserved as a second helping and served as soon as she finishes. Then it's time to serve Briar his daily kibble and greenies. I make up the chicken water with a splash of cider vinegar and head out to the barn with cookies in my pockets for the horses. They are usually waiting at the gate.
It's time for cookies.
I make up the chicken feed with special snacks on top and say good morning to Lydia as she heads into her coop for the day. The horses usually eat their breakfast near the coop, so Lydia has company. That's a good time to clean and refill their water bucket. During the day, the horses have access to the second pasture. Luna likes hay, but they both prefer to graze. Back in the house, the upstairs kitties get their kibble and water, plus some playtime. Once I've had a little breakfast myself, I love to walk in the neighborhood. There is a gorgeous little trail system in the woods. Springtime is magical in Vermont. At 11 o'clock, it's time to make Lydia a special watermelon salad with wheatgrass, strawberry tops, a little bell pepper, cucumber, and spinach. Of course, the dogs get pieces of watermelon too. The delicious salad is delivered fresh to the coop. The horses get another serving of hay. Sometimes I bring them bouquets of grasses and clover too. Bailey has a bald spot on his back due to a big operation he had for colic, so he needs sunscreen for that spot.
Okay.
If it's hot and the flies are going strong, then they get fly spray
Shall we?
and fly masks.
Here's it.
The dogs like to chill out in the living room during the day.
Male, male.
At 4 p.m., it's time for dinner. I cut carrots and apples for the horses. One chunk each is used to hide their pills. Bailey has Cushing, so he gets extra medication. When the water boils to soak the dog kibble, water is also boiled to soak the alfalfa for the horses for later. The dogs get a slice of apple when they come in from the yard. Their dinner is made in the same manner as breakfast. Kibble is soaked in boiling water, then mixed with their homemade food. They really look forward to it. And then it's time to go feed the horses again. The carrots and apples get mixed
scoop
with their
of
grains
the apple
and
psyllium.
feed through fly
And
protection.
a scoop, a mug, grains each. And that gets topped.
They get more hay too. Throughout, the water bucket needs to be monitored, cleaned, and refilled as needed. They can be messy. This is the time to check for eggs, which Lydia still lays sometimes in retirement.
Thank you, Lydia.
Then it's my chance to have dinner myself and hang out with everyone. Later on, just around sunset, is the last service. The dogs go out to the yard. And Briar wakes up for his canned food, which he loves. A little vitamin E oil goes into the soaked alfalfa. And the horses are happy to come in for their nighttime meal. They also get more fresh hay. The pasture gate is closed until morning. The horses have free use of their stalls at night and the small pasture around the barn.
Yes, you do.
Then it's time to turn off the fans and the coop light and say goodnight to Lydia. Inside, Cosmo and Poppy get their canned food, which they scarf down. Having been in a big hoarded cat colony, there is a pronounced urgency in their eating. But then there's some playtime. Cosmo loves this part. I made them a toy out of hay bale twine, a paper towel holder, and some chicken feathers. Poppy hadn't been playing. She probably didn't really know how. But once she figured it out, she liked it and seemed to feel better.
I did create one for you.
The dogs get one more cookie before bed, and then they run up to get cozy. It's a full day, but it's rewarding to spend time with this rescue family. Each of them is a special soul, and I loved being with them. I enjoy farm sits and have experience with all kinds of animals. I'm patient with rescues and sensitive to their needs. If you're wondering how to go on vacation and make sure your animals are well cared for, let's chat. My clients appreciate the peace of mind I give so everyone can have a good time. I would love to meet your pets and animal friends, whether you have a single cat, a whole house of rescues, or a farm full of special cases. Every pet deserves a vacation with that Megan sits.
Did you like salmon skin? It's good.